they almost have to do the unthinkable here. Like everything, logic leads you towards Paper X here on Haven. This is a massive start for them to convert this round 3 as well and build a little bit of momentum, get themselves back in the driving seat.
They know it. The fans know it, we know it,
yeah.
that this is exactly what was necessary. And it can't stop though. I'm not going to sit here and say you can let off the gas. You have to keep greeting them with this same style of force, because Paper X are always deadly. It's a powder keg just waiting for that match, that spark to be put to it. For now, they're fine. It's going to be a Shiko. Haven't said that much this time.
No, we haven't actually, yeah. Haven't been many.
No, they haven't. There's been like 2.
Well, G2 are out, so
oh.
the Shiko percentage immediately drops.
It's very sheer fall off of it. And it looks like a bit of a pinch, but again, right place, 3 players can be posted on the side of the map. A little bit of danger on the trade out here, as Forsaken has done well, but again, right place, right time, right numbers, and Zeta again hold another round. It was costly, but at this point, you take them.
Absolutely, and I mean, Lad's actually one of the points we were talking about how quick previously Liquid were able to run away with it. Laz was literally hunted down.
Yes, he was. He was completely kept out of the game.
I mean, the number of times he actually died first, it was something ridiculous, like 4 first deaths or something on the defensive up. And again, the game didn't last that long on Haven anyway, but immediately the pressure came through. So to have him have him off to a good start already, 6-0 here on the verge of a lockdown as well, is a big positive for Zeta.
Can you do it? Zeta they need to be proactive on the defensive side constantly, and they're doing it. This is such a... You live and die by this sword, right? It is such a hard game to keep doing, but they're trying it. They've walked mid. They've dry walked mid, with one kind of waiting to support through by Garage. First contact found. Depp with a beheading, going to take down Benkai. Needs to keep his life and get out of there. He has done. And Ten's going to opt to back away as well. So they fall away with the early player advantage, and they slip into a deeper hold.
This operator investment here. You can see if Forsaken can make it work. One off the Blade Storm as well. Potential here to double down. Just forced away with that initial flash here. And
are they I wonder if they regress. I'm curious, man. Oh, don't do it. You're fine. It's fine. You're all right. And it looks maybe like the plan for now is to then lean back towards the safe site. And I'm looking if they're going to match this, right? If that rotation comes in correct from like depth, for example, if they're able to hit this, he needs to get there fast. That wasn't clean enough for Laz. He still stands the king of hearts himself. Has to deal with so much pressure on his side, but he's kept his life, which is imperative. He's held so much of this. A 1-for-1 trade's good, but Mind Freak going to break back in. The criminal in the night just going to steal away a frag, but it is still a player advantage for Zeta. Who's Spike going to go down? Can't be denied just yet. No pressure off the back. Tell a lie. There it is. 10 dives in, and it's a swing, and it's a miss. Defy is down, and Patience turns to Paper, wearing awfully thin here for Paper X. It's going to be 5 for Zeta.
Beautifully done. And again, it all starts on being proactive, finding that first blood, weakening the side of Paper X.
How are they doing this?
Kok dibalik ini kenapa ya itu?
Dibalik apa?
Ya jadi 5-0, Jo.
Ya, handgun round sama gun roundnya kalah.
Fullnya juga kalah.
Dia mainnya agresif, si PRX, si Zeta udah siap sama agresifnya. Lu lihat aja di mid, di setupnya. Setup JT taruh di bawah tangga. Gitu dibunuh satu, dia smoke kan das lari.
Wih, supporter Jepang banyak, Jo.
A nation is behind this team, just egging for results, and 5-0 is sending a message.
Absolutely. Now there's time out to really see what the adjustment from Paper X is.
Yeah.
Come into this with the Blade Storm, haven't really seen Jing come online in his mouth, but haven't really seen an opportunity for it. And Zeta are dialing back when necessary.
Time out. Mulai pusing.
Iya, time out.
I think I want to kind of echo that with what you said.
Ini juga orangnya termasuk dikit lah, 12 doang.
On the money, absolutely on the money.
Again, that's something that actually we saw last month. I was criticizing Laz actually a couple of times, overstaying his welcome. When the TP is available, you just can't bank on stacking up and playing trades versus Paper X.
Yeah.
So it's like there's another 3 or 4 people behind that first engagement.
We've got a weird buy coming out as well. Jing and Devi, I think. See if anyone else goes for it. I mean, Forsaken can get the ult going. I guess just
read. Yeah, Device is the one that stands out here. I mean, the Rainy, you can pretty much just...
Why not, right? There's always a chance. And early intention shown towards A long. Now, commitment seems actually like it's coming through. So again, you've got a bit of a switch up of the setup though. And Laz playing a little deeper this time. And as to why, you've now seen.
Very preemptive here again, just wanting to prevent them getting onto site and finding it. But actually, Forsaken going so deep here, he's going to find Sugar Zero.
He's not stopping either. He's going to power on forward. Benkai has to respect it, and there's no respect from Forsaken. Detaining Benkai for now, but it's going to be Jing to re-engage. They have to buy a little bit of time here, try and re-aggress towards the site, and they can't be caught in between. They have to commit, and Dep's going to do just that. Dives down, notes 2. The flash comes in, but the shot from the side. Benkai, uncaged, unchained, and Crow. Only so much to be done, and it is a bloodbath.
Crow goes down swinging. But again, Forsaken, just how willing he is to go deep. It's just insane. I mean, at that point, it's like, yeah, even if he just gets traded out, he's done the damage there. Because the plan...
Gila, Benkai.
Iya, Sheriffnya gila ya.
Najis. Padahal dia IGL loh, tapi tembakannya najis.
Yeah.
Bukan IGL-nya sih ini kok.
Siapa?
Davai.
IGL-nya? Mana ada IGL si Davai, yang IGL si Benkai, tai. Dia lurking, dia lurker-lurkernya loh dia.
Outside the realms of reality. Now the purchase is still just fine for Zeta in my mind. I think they're okay going forward.
Males tuh kena begituan anjing.
Noted now towards Garage, and that's not just one rifle.
The first time I've really seen any pressure towards Garage in the early round from Paper X. Trailblazer in response here. Look how Zeta are playing now back towards spawn. Anticipating that they're going to follow through on this, but nothing as of yet from Paper X, and Zeta actually feel as if they got
Anjir, berani banget C-nya dilepas ya.
towards a site here.
It's a little preemptive. Maybe a stab in the dark and hope at best.
Yeah, actually pinging out, so noting the alarm bot on B here. That's 10 on the other side of it. Possibly to, yeah, I was going to say, just waiting to flash on contact. But opts not to. But we'll note
Kok Zeta lari ke A semua sih anjing?
Well, this looks like it's.
Ya makanya dilepas C-nya.
They paint a big
Iya,
Gila.
dia bisa retake sih.
And I don't think Laz can do much about this.
Dia ada ultinya si Astra soalnya.
Paper X have found the perfect tempo to come back in with this now. Found a completely free C site. They pulled that rotation. I was worried about the over rotation. I don't think that was the problem. It was kind of a gamble stack, really. That read towards A that didn't quite find what they wanted. Quick pop flash. Devi is waiting for this. It's all a matter of timing, but he's not alone. Jing's by his side, and that's a whole lot of victims waiting on the other side. Laz, huge
Genial.
denial. Keeps control of at least the numbers for now, and the retake begins. Back in through CT, they go. Forsaken still on the side, looks towards Garage. Laz again doubles down on delivery. Catching off Divide. Divide goes up, and Forsaken still stands. The man, the beast, is tamed, is quelled this time. And it's Benkai, Mind Freak. Anything left in the tank? Mind Freak thinks so. Benkai as well. Benkai, he's still doing what he can, but it does not matter. Dep is there, and Zeta hold again.
Oh kan, dia ada ulti ini.
denial on Jing.
Ya, ultinya si
No reason to try and hop up and
Astra
win
tadi.
the pressure any further. With the ultimate popped as well. I think you noticed as well, Devi sat outside Garage here, a perfect opportunity to completely close off. Things fall apart for Paper X here, and I gotta say, that's after getting a free site. The Seekers, like I said, they paint a huge picture.
Yeah.
Everything headed towards A. So they know that it's maximum one on that side of the map.
Ngapain si Jing yang nge-push ya?
Tadi kan, waktu ulti
Iya,
kan.
bingung gua.
Clearly. Now 10's gonna get potential lot of information. Yeah, huge. And there is still that swing coming from Sewer, but it has been.
Padahal udah pasti ada tuh sih.
Back a little, tries to find maybe that next position with that operator. Seek's gonna come in, counter. Perfect from Dep. Once more, but Vision gets removed. Jing looking to maybe close that.
Mungkin
gap,
di
but
info
still
kali,
stands
CT-nya
strong,
banyak.
do anything he can, but Jing is there. 10's gone. Crow, quick adjustment. He notes it. Dep, how is he alive right now? He's surrounded. There's enemies everywhere. A desperate shot goes astray. His Paper X hold the numbers this time. 3 in this. Spike going down, and this is where problems can really begin for Zeta.
Sugar Zero and Laz on the retake here. Only really Divide tagged up being under 64 HP, and I think Zeta are considering holding on to what they've got, but just checking actually for the lurk here. They're still going to go for this.
He crushed underway this Laz. It's the reveal. He's found one. The
Udah
trade
tinggal nggak perlu nongol.
Zero. He sprays.
Gila, counternya bagus, Cok.
Gets the job done. Zeta
Itu si Astranya sih anjing, smoke-nya nge-fake doang anjing buat masuk.
Again, the unthinkable.
banget.
Sugar Zero, the smoke criminal, just creates a little pocket of safety to get back onto site, and they absolutely punish with it.
Waduh, Kok ketek, kritik.
Iya, kritik.
You know, normally statistics to me, I think, are absolutely useless. Throw them out the window. It doesn't tell you what the game's like. But we came into this with such concise, clear vision on their performance thus far. And Zeta, again, where are they getting this depth from? Where are they finding this?
I was questioning last map, have they finally run out of steam? But a 7-1 lead here on Haven.
Yeah.
It goes here.
And the money for PaperX is absolutely garbage. There's nothing to it. This could be 8-1. When I said split was coming up,
Nih, PRX diuji mentalnya nih di sini nih.
You know, call me a doubter. I think most of us were. But how many times?
Gambarnya apa? Webcamnya kok nama sama itunya beda.
Keep that in mind. The PaperX can still maybe get a grip on this, but just the way they play, the way they are characterized, it feels like they have been found out. It feels like they've left their diary on the bedside table, and Zeta's had a good old read of it. Now they're sitting deep this round. They're allowing a little bit of exploration to happen. Now, B has been taken over, and as is Garage, and that's a bit of a problem for me, because now that's harder to work back in on.
First time actually, PaperX going to follow through towards B site here. 10 actually going to find one. Forsaken will respond. Now got to post up, but 10, he finds another one.
How is 10 doing this depth there as well? They're trying to just move out of there for now. Sugar Zero going to relinquish a little bit of that control. Temper that aggression. They want none of it. The unrelenting aggression has been dampened. And look at this deep. He's got this. He's got this. He's absolutely got it. At least for what that notes the player. They know where Forsaken is. This man is capable of incredible things. 1v3.
He has to.
He has to get that first pick. If he can get one of these picks, it's game on. Okay, I think he's been seen. He's going to opt for 10. Maybe not. Sugar Zero going to keep the attention drawn towards CT, but he hasn't been able to play out of this just yet. The flash didn't find him. It's a little bit of where he could be. Sugar Zero, the timing's perfect. Zeta playing as a pack animal here, moving as one. It's going to be 8 on the board, a resounding scoreline for this side. And I think everyone has just become a bit of a believer that this is going to be a map 3 game.
I'm back on board. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
you sold me.
Yep.
Ya, timing banget anjing.
Iya, nggak bisa. Barengan tadi core.
This is the thing, like, the biggest criticism, right, is what's the depth of PaperX, right? And right here, we're not seeing them find any value.
No.
From the, I mean, they're not even able to create any chaos here. Zeta look completely unfazed here on the defense. And look at that, 3 rounds back to back where actually the biggest gap in Zeta's performance completely righted.
Similar scenes, double stack on long. This time double face on.
Wah,
10!
gila, bisa bunuh dua gitu dong.
To Mind Freak. Dep still posted, and Dep still doing damage. Divine now, last one alive, and it's in the early rounds. It's in the first 30 seconds of the round. These guys just don't care. They're playing out of their minds. Dep, where have they found this? Where has this come from?
Bisa dapat 2 anjir. Spray transfernya tadi.
Making a criticism that actually Zeta were very flat. That's the exact way you have to describe this attack here from PaperX.
There's not much to it, is there?
How does 10 get 2?
That's a great question. They're feeling themselves, you can see it. They're brimming in confidence. They've come back out of this after a map I lost that was
Diuji nih mentalnya nih.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. If we've all watched Zeta, we're not, you know, completely off our minds on the hopium.
Padahal yang nge-pick map ini
But to pick yourself up off the floor,
si PRX loh ya.
is something to be revered, and maybe a mistake here from Dep. He's going to be he's still standing. He's still alive. How is he still alive? There we go. Dealt with Divine. Puts him in his grave. And now down to 4. It looks like they could just try and bully their way to the side. PaperX unafraid. You can see Forsaken happy to lead the charge, but again, a second of time purchased. And now the lockdown comes in. They've been sent back again. Benkai now noted as well. Oh, parting gift. Nice. Forsaken still going to grab 1. Always good for it in a quick rotation, maybe, but you're still going to have 2 players leaning on this side.
The alarm bot and sewers as well, but already the rotation comes through here. Sugar Zero will be called upon. Again, he's going to try and play around these smokes. Try and tuck himself into hell. Lads as well.
Laz is on an island here, man. Surely not. Yeah, done. Dealt with. Lacerated. Jin's going to find him. Sugar Zero, the smoke criminal himself, can't find the timing this time. Device stands. Holds his ground. And Crow, last to fall. PaperX, quick rotation, a lot of dedication on that C site, and a little bit of a
Gila,
slip, I'd
Jing
say,
sih.
from depth, but it really wasn't the be-all and end-all. It just kind of got caught in no man's land in my mind.
No, I mean, you'd almost expect with the way this is going, if Paper X can squeeze out a couple of rounds, it's fine. I mean, it's almost...
Am I?
I think
Seeing
you're
a double
seeing what I'm
operator.
seeing. Yeah.
Lumayan 9-3.
Iya.
Liquid have left, okay? You don't need to be doing this.
Where's the curse copium?
How dare you? How dare you even say it? How dare you speak its name? We have a double operator now going out for Zeta. Where has this look come from? Another great question that we're probably not going to get an answer to because it's been missing this entire tournament.
Well, it's fantastic.
Kayaknya kurang kepake banget ya Omennya ya, di map ini ya.
Omen kan mesti main lama.
Iya, kayaknya mending ultinya ada, mending Astra
Viper nggak
sih. Astra atau
Ya, Astra atau Viper.
Iya. Iya kan?
Viper bisa line up, Omen sih. Tapi Omen bisa tele masalahnya tol.
Iya sih. Cuman kalau retake enakan Astra kayaknya kan? Kalau CT lu mau retake kan main Astra, Cok.
Look at Zeta. Look at where they're playing right now. They're just waiting. Forcing the hand of Paper X.
They're letting them sweat.
Lihat Zeta mainnya bertiga, lihat. Udah jadi banci kaleng nih.
They're still good at it.
Udah kasih masuk semua kan? Kasih ngeplan udah retake anjing enggak lo. Kalau Omen kan nggak ada, lu mau retake nggak ada ultinya susah, Cok. Omen apa yang membuat retake?
Ada flash tapi
iya.
Flashnya kan harusnya nggak mungkin miss gitu loh.
Kalau miss
lu mau
sih,
ngumpet pun buta. Maksudnya lu ngumpet pun buta.
Iya, tapi kalau nggak kena sih ayam anjing. Tuh, Jet itu buat opennya gitu kan udah dapet info kan orang kan. Lihat opennya Jetnya gitu, Cok, buat cari info doang anjir. Ngedash gitu doang udah.
Even finding two there in that scenario is just completely unreasonable.
Game is back alive now, 10-2. Paper X. I don't think they've been given this problem before. This equation has never really been presented
Gen
to
side
them
nih, lihat nih. Yang Gandron menang nggak?
Unquantifiable, but the desk is going to give it their best shot.
Kalau yang Gandron kalah sih udah habis, Cok.
Masih bisa thrifty.
Hah? Yang Gandron kalah? Ya habis lah. Masih.
Iya masih bisa thrifty. Tadi di orang aja kena thrifty ya masih Zeta. Ini kayak gini-gini bahaya juga. Soalnya jadi nothing tulus.
Iya.
Lucky number 7. Guess what 7 means? 7 rounds is the total amount of rounds Zeta has put on the board this entire tournament. The 2 times they've played this map. Overall, they put 7. Now, not only in one singular half have they well outdone that, but they've put themselves on the road for success for a third map.
Yeah, and I think Depp was really feeling himself throughout the beginning and end of that. You can see how he's moving with the op. He's jump peeking every single angle, and even in that last round, you saw him actually smoke dash into it and updraft. Really messed up the whole thing for Benkai, who was holding for his teammate.
Yeah, Depp the duelist, leading the team in kills there. Okay, Bala, Zeta was up 5-0. I mean, they absolutely squashed there. But I do want to talk about Paper Rex calling that timeout. Break that down for me a little bit more. They get the next round by buying 2 rifles.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. They go for a super fast push, and Zeta does the right thing. He actually puts down a lockdown really early in that. But Forsaken continues to push. And that's the type of thing that I think Paper X is relying on that half at least. And a reason why they didn't do so hot was because there's a lot of team play available when you're not taking space early and executing from so far.
Spoken about win conditions here for Paper X, setting the pace, setting the tempo. How fast can you go? Fast and furious. And Zeta says, we suck at this map usually. How about we look at what you're doing and just counter that, and they've done it beautifully.
And I think also one thing is their improvement from map to map. Throughout the tournament, it's showing up again.
Yes, all right, well, we're going to hand it back to Pansy and Hypoc. Cannot wait to see the second half of this map. Take it away.
You and me both, Jackie. You and me both. But this might be one where you blink and you miss it. We're sat at 10-2. We have to
Woi
really
Nyir,
bring it back in the room.
woi CSGO woi. Oi.
And the question
Ntar
being
nontonin
is,
dulu.
I mean, they got smacked so hard in
Punya
the
siapa
first
tuh?
half. Is what's PaperX's approach here?
Onyil itu anak
No
CSGO.
aggression shown on their side. They're going to sit. Just wait to greet. Hit of Zeta and actually stacked up as 4 through Garage. Finds himself safe passage actually. Nothing noted with the Trailblazer, I don't think.
Mindfreak committing on this? Oh, he is. That's why Volvac
Ini
is
dia.
trying to slip across towards the back of sight, sit towards platform.
Lihat
And he's
Peprex semuanya pakai pakai
forsaken him
CZ.
now. They're going to try and find
Yeah.
a little bit of a mid-fight almost on the round here. Contact made and HP being chipped away at, melted down. But you can see the crunch coming as well. Jing
Wah,
trying to make
ini-
the play back
waduh.
around, but Crow
Jepit
turns
lah.
it.
Wah.
Finds Jing. And now look at the HP that remains. Yes, Laz took a fair beating, as did Depp. But Divide, Forsaken, similar scenes.
That's so key though.
Are they double pumping?
Benkai actually got spotted on the cross there, so they're going to go back towards C.
Masih
Oh,
di
this is huge.
C.
It wasn't even intended double pump. It's just off
Waduh.
the cuff. Mind Freak, you're in danger, buddy.
Nah.
There's no escape. Depp's got your number. A quick
Tangkap,
dip
Cuk.
from Forsaken, though, finds 10. And now Divide tries to work back through. Has to clear Garage. Tip top on the list, and now 2.
Ini Indo ya? Iya,
Down.
PaperX lawan Jepang.
Flash. One more in 10 seconds, and look how close they are. They're waiting for that reveal, Crow. He's got 1. He's got 3 this round. And what a way to begin of the second half here. Between Zeta and PaperX, they convert the pistol.
So, I mean, PaperX, yeah, forced to obviously invest back in here.
You got to.
See what they can muster together or scrape together. Again, just the time. Again, how the hell is Jing there? He's got to that position in a perfect spot to backstab, but Crow with all that freedom in mid, I think actually as well, Laz just a little further afield towards double doors, but Jing not able to find anything initially on that first, so there's no real conversion to that success early on.
But they can't stop. It has to be consistent. It has to be the whole way through. I think if you show even just a little bit of vulnerability, PaperX will find moments to strike. So again, you've got to stay on this level, which is so hard.
Here.
Just centimeters away. The whole way through this game is just...
The smoke comes through for him though.
Okay. Gonna fall away from this. It does look like it's leaning towards C still. Keep your mind towards that spike. Still in the hands of Crow.
And nobody actually here to
Wah, di orang ke C.
this trap either. Campbell will confirm it, but again, safe passage.
Look at the late lurk. Laz lingers. Still going to do well to find Divide. But it's going to be Forsaken. So we just kept busy. Keeping him locked into this is such a nuisance. Benkai, though, wants in to try and maybe alleviate some of that pressure. Free up his teammate, Laz. That's a good trade. He'll be happy with that. Again, you're going to be taking that every day of the week.
Langsung masuk, Cuk.
Spots him out. Sugar Zero going to dip back to a deeper hold. I don't know if they know 2 of the players are here yet, but they might have a good idea of it. As Sugar Zero has to move forward. Sprays and prays. He gets 1, not the second, as Benkai presented the undesirable job of finding 3 players that are giving you nothing. Flash, smoke, it's all committed. And 12 is beckoning. Depp
Berdua kan?
gets it. It's
Hmm.
12-2 now.
I mean, I'm just so impressed. So impressed with how they've been able to completely stamp out PaperX here on Haven. And I mean,
Udah
almost
kalah nih map
completely
ini.
improbable at this point now. Going to come back in with a very similar purchase here.
It's a bit of a scramble for both sides, isn't
Yeah.
it?
But again, Zeta just, I mean, Baller kind of echoed my sentiments from the first half. The adjustment has looked fantastic here. And no risks taken whatsoever. They're not even entertaining what we know PaperX are going to try and achieve, which is this deep A lobby control. They go for it here. There's nobody even posted up. Laz in the previous round has just
the
gifted
aggress.
kills for it.
I do want to see if they get any success of this long presence. Again, we did see Forsaken dabble in that before, so surely it's at least somewhere in their mind, but defensive side rotations come in as well to try and mirror the space they've taken, but putting a lot of faith in the likes of Mindfreak here to be able to keep control and do something with this, but they've drawn a great deal of attention. There's a lot of players around this corner.
Zeta actually looking to re-aggress towards this. Fault line set up for it as well.
Engaging, stunned.
Flash.
Unable to do much, gonna
Oh, di
try
flash
and
namanya.
play his life, dealt with Crow. Quickly puts him out of this.
Oh.
Mindfreak overwhelmed, overrun, and the A-side is looking
Nggak
vulnerable,
ada
but
flash
it has
ya?
been a bloody battle. They've lost Laz on the way, but they still have 4 standing and a flank coming in as well. Benkai is going to be behind them, but it's only a stinger. Again,
still
and they hit
just
the
sitting in
brakes.
lobby.
They hit the brakes. They're actually expecting that next layer of aggression, which is not necessarily wrong.
And actually, I mean, with Benkai posted up here,
I'm
yeah, I was
surprised
going to say
that they fell off this.
why
Why 30
Forsaken was
seconds
pulling
left?
away from A site.
Are they paranoid of mid? Maybe the timing window would have been so slight. Curious read, and now they have to walk back into the unknown. Caught in no man's land, there's so much threat now. Sight is going to be Zeta's, and there's still a man pushing the flank. Forsaken has been found. 14 seconds now. Sugar Zero still posted here, waiting for Benkai just to walk around. He's got one, and Defy
GG.
Zeta's heart is the deadliest weapon. It's 13-2. There was never a world where you say that's the scoreline, and on this
Nembusin smoke itu.
I'm absolutely, but once again, we're talking about Zeta doing the unthinkable here. What a performance, what a response after that map.
Beautiful.
It's so lifeless, so flat towards the end. But here, a completely different story on all fronts. Paper X absolutely silenced here on Haven.
I think that's the key word about it, silence. There was nothing coming back from Paper X.
The stage was quiet.
It was quiet.
It was so quiet behind us.
I don't think Paper X have ever had to feel that. Because how are you meant to get ready for this? They come out with a blistering level of aggression. Unbridled, constantly pressuring every single point, and it was sharp as hell. And what do you do back to that? Okay, well, we can play a little bit more passive. Well, that's not what we're made for. Our whole roster, our lineup isn't tailor-made for that.
Absolutely. Again, depth, there's been so many questions around the inconsistency of the application moving over to the Jet. But he had a fantastic performance.
Yang menang Brazil ini tol.
Berhasil.
Tembakannya najis-najis.
And I'm just taken aback. I've been in esports a while and this is not
Ya nggak tahu sih, kan tuh finalnya besok kan ya.
Kalau Brazil lawan PRX bisa menang PRX, tapi kalau Brazil lawan Zeta menang Brazil harusnya.
Has not lost hope for a second, and it has been rekindled, reignited by Haven. Now, this begs the question, though. Split.
I mean, it's turned the veto on its head for me.
Yes, it has.
It completely turned it on its head for me. I'm so excited to get map 3 started, Lauren, honestly.
Same. Let's get there right now. Let's head to a break, and then back to the desk.
Going to map 3 people. Elimination is on the line. These These two teams fighting tooth and nail. And of course, it's got to be a roller coaster, right?
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
definitely.
I got whiplash. It's like stopping and starting. I'm like, oh, sheesh.
well, I mean, for good
real.
reason, because that map was not supposed to go that way. That's not what we expected at all. I mean, Haven
Where's
was
the script? The script they
exactly.
gave me today was so different. This is. Oh no, wait! It says here, "Did you doubt Zeta? Sucks to be you." Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But Bala, you know, we were talking during the break, and you were like, certainly a one-sided affair on these maps. Stomping and stomping.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
exactly the case that we have. And this one was Zeta really going back to what they were good at, and on an unexpected map. But again, they're so good at going through these periods of breaks or just watching overnight and learning about the maps. Every time they come out, Hypoc was talking about it on the cast, every time they come out looking better. I don't know what it is, but these guys have got the chemistry and willpower to find so many new little things to introduce to their play. It is ridiculous.
And we got to talk about Deb, right? 19 kills on that last map there. Jess, I mean, he is doing his job. He is taking it to the next level.
Some of these op shots as well that he was able to get. I mean, we spoke about in previous series, you know, this being perfect. We said on map number 1 as well, Divide on the operator. It's almost like Depp saw that and he's like, oh, I kind of liked what you did with that, so I'm going to do that myself.
Yeah, actually on the first map, that was a big reason why Paper Rex was so good, was actually they went 11-2 on op kills. In this map, obviously Depp was feeling himself. There was only 1 kill actually on the side of Paper Rex, so completely dominant on that weapon, and Paper Rex didn't get it going on the attack side. It wasn't part of their game plan at all, and that really gave an opening towards Zeta here.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's start looking ahead here.
Sure.
We're moving on to map 3, Split. Bala, are you Split? Oh, they cut me off before I winked at you.
Oh my goodness. Look, I thought that Zeta matched up well with them before. I still think that's true, but when I watched Icebox, I didn't believe that at all. And on Haven, I really thought that would be the opposite. So for us to go to Split right now, this is where Paper Rex stamped their aggressive play style.
They did.
On this map, I think that was really where my eyes opened to them.
There was one play down mid from Forsaken where I said he was doing a GTA cheat code where it was up, down, left, right, up, down. He dashed, up, draft, turned in a 360. I mean, those are all very flashy and they look really good when they work. I do think Zeta has the answer now.
Yeah.
And one of those answers will be 10 because this is his best map in the entire map pool. Him moving on to the Rays, my God, is it a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, it really is. And I think also just the fact that Zeta has to receive this type of tested aggression from Paper Rex. No team has really done a good job at receiving it, right? They try, but they fail. I still think there's room to improve on those types of holds, and I think Zeta might be the team to do it because, like we saw in Haven there, they slow down in a lot of cases. They're really patient in moments that they have to. When flanks could be coming, they're aware of that possibility, and they give themselves enough time to deal with it. So it's going to be a matter of keeping the distance between themselves close so that they can trade and do really well when those traps come.
Jess, you know, we were talking about Zeta needing to basically reset, right? But, I mean, this was more than a reset. Am I wrong? I mean, what happened?
I mean, you know, the front of the computer, you press down the off button and the computer turns off, but at the back of the PC, there's like a little pinhole, and they've just gone and done the hard reset. They've taken, you know, little battery out and said, we need to hard reset this, come back in. Unfortunately, that key sort of cringy word we've been throwing around a little bit is momentum, and something that is now back in theirs. They gave the present to, you know, Paper X in map number 1. They now want it back, and they've gotten it. Where does this sort of struggle, this tug of war go with this momentum now? I think it's very clear.
Yeah, I think it's very clearly Zeta has it in their control. But one thing we haven't really seen, I know we've seen within maps comebacks from Paper Rex, but we have not seen them get stomped like that so far in this tournament.
Yeah, I need to address Paper Rex's mindset now. I mean, obviously map 1, like we said, they squashed. They were killing.
Yeah.
But now they just got killed, Bala. That hurts.
Yeah, you have to rely and try to find a way to get both Forsaken and Jing back into the game. Obviously, those are the stars. Those are the types of people that Paper X is relying on constantly. But you know that Zeta is going to come in to this map exactly knowing how they like to play and trying to keep them down, trying to keep the momentum off of their shoulders, trying to stop what we saw from Forsaken in a couple of these rounds where he's just W-keying all the way up in certain situations, in places that you're like, well, why are you still doing this, you know?
I'm I'm turning around, I'm looking at the Paper Rex boys now. I was hoping to see a little jovial Benkai, maybe some, laughs around. At the moment, they look a little serious, a little more serious than we're used to from Paper Rex, and this is rightfully so. This is the last opportunity for either of these teams to just move up to the lower final. This is not a grand finals, grabbing match by any means. This is a knockout match. So those serious faces are fitting, but I hope that doesn't get to them. That map loss is okay. They can move into this and reset just like Zeta did.
Jess, that is such a good point, because I'm not going to lie, Benkai always gets them laughing. He always gets them into a great mindset. Going into this third map, they need to just be the team that we're talking about, the ranked play, just going in fearless.
Yeah, definitely. I think, on this map particularly, I think you see a lot more sets from them than you might see from the naked eye just watching this game and having a good laugh at it, because they do just kind of aggression all the way. That's the theme of it, but it really is more than just that. Mindfreak is such an important player on this map. He is so good at actually setting up his players and also putting themselves in ways that, like, you're not really knowing what's about to happen, right? He'll put a smoke on outside of ropes on the defense. It's like, what is that doing? It's for one person to walk into it. He gives these assist smokes from so far away, perfectly timed, that you're going to have to see Zeta as well try to figure out where those are coming from.
This is Benkai's sort of playground as well in the Cypher. This is something I've seen him do some really cool camera placements over towards ropes, for example, on multiple different sites. He just places them all around the map to allow for these set plays. So you're right.
Yeah.
Paper Rex, probably out of every map, this is one of their best set play maps.
Yeah.
Can Zeta read into it? Has Zeta already done their homework? And could that be the kryptonite here for Paper Rex moving into this last map?
Yeah, I think that's actually a very key point, because Benkai has used those kill trips so often in this tournament, so often on that defense, and Zeta will know how they're placed. There's possibilities of them breaking them early, just finding out exactly where the location is, and just being a little patient as they take the sites, knowing that that's a possibility, knowing that he's going to be lurking up in heaven.
And Jess, I feel like we've repeatedly talked about how the play styles for these two teams are just so different. So on Split, who do you think is going to pull through?
It's funny, out of all of the stylistic differences between these two teams, this is one of the maps where it almost meets. It almost overlaps. And that's an opportunity for 10 now to take that and go, we're changing up the pace. And that is where he comes in. Speaking of, this is where we lock down him on the race.
That's right. We are moving into our Prime Gaming Agent Select. Balo, what do you think we're going to see?
I think we're going to see, neither of these teams have really changed much so far in what we expect from them, so I think we'll see the same old, same old. And I really like that actually Zeta stuck with what they played on Haven. I said it was broke, but it was a good comp. Like, don't get me wrong, that was a good comp. I just didn't think it worked for them. In this case, though, they went back, they did their homework, they did their prep, and they improved it so much. So for them to stick to what's comfortable, I think is really, really key.
The last time Zeta played on this map, it was a thrashing against DRX. What did they do in the end? I think it was something to 13-4. And not only did 10 pop off, but right behind him was his duo Sugar Zero on the Astra. Out of maps where this goes strong, look out for those two players.
Yeah, but Jess, that was the past. What does the future hold? Well, Pansy and Hypok, take it away.
And I think if the last map was anything to go by, we have no idea what the future holds right now. We are walking straight into the unknown. You cannot look back at these teams and take anything from it because they turn up day by day, map by map, round by round. You have no idea who's coming out to fight you.
Yeah, absolutely. And this
They're fired up,
I mean, it's a tale as old as time, the split decider here.
It's a
and
classic.
for me, this has got to start pretty hot for Paper Rex here on the attack, considering what we've seen previously as well.
For me, it's
straight up
recovery.
Yeah, no secrets about this on the way in.
No subtlety either. Don't want to commit off the back of it, and there's the first step. Forsaken goes in, happy to put himself on the line. Make himself almost untradeable, but actually he's fine. He's held his own for now, and it's a 1-for-1 trade out. Crow gone, and as is Jing. Oh, Forsaken, that is nastiness. Pillar is his, sight is theirs. 3 of Zeta. Trying to play this back in, but already you can see Forsaken. He's got that timing down. That wrap's looking good. I think he saw the jump peek as well. Didn't quite get as much as he wanted of that, but it's contact and it's good enough. The cross could come in now if they want to. Tries to avoid the spam. They make their way through at least towards the rafters.
Forsaken actually looking to wrap back
that.
behind this, yeah.
This puts a little bit of pressure on Divide, for example, because he has to stay present. And okay, they take him off the spike. That's fine. Laz did find Forsaken, but there's still bodies to deal with, and time is of the essence, and a huge factor And Devi is playing this well. Like, just wait, he just leaps into his death. Wait, what's going on? No way. The spam is so good. They still don't get it to halfway either.
Oh, nice banget, Cok. Dan ronnya.
So late in that lurk as well, but they have the safety of the plant. I'm curious here whether or not to see how much PaperX want to abuse this. We noted previously, 10 is literally just the only one ever really to be holding on to
Aduh, gila. Boleh juga si Benkai.
Look to follow through on this because this could pull apart the setup for Zeta. It looked so good previously. I mean, we credited them how well Laz can control mid with his utility. They're cycling a utility between him and depth.
If they found a weakness, though.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go. Hello. And dealt with, deleted, Forsaken quick to it. They've got a plan. They have a step-by-step list of how to achieve this A site control, which will force a reaction. Now again, this round, it's not too much to write home about. It's pistols. It should be 5 standing, ideally, for PaperX here, so they should be able to get that plant down. Forsaken on patrol, doing so well towards Shooter Zero, and he's farming now. He's feeling it. He wants a little bit more. He's going to get a little bit more. And there was nothing left to try and play with. But Jing doing very nicely there.
Duelisir Res sama Jet nggak tuh?
But 2 on the board for PaperX. And just calming down from map 2 a little here.
Starting off here. Big confidence booster after
Nah, Jing ini kan duelis emang harusnya.
PaperX.
Iya. Ngapain tadi main Sage?
Oh, tapi menang kan? Mungkin map yang itu gak butuh duelis 2 mungkin. Dia
bisa juga.
PaperX have found something they feel comfortable to exploit. Let's see if that continues. Spread a little thin this time, so at least show some presence towards mid here. Again, the next thing really is them for a... I was going to say, for them to address Laz.
Yeah, you can't lazy clear Laz, I think we've noted now. He's actually in so much danger. Forced out in the end, you can see the amount of utility just tailor-made for him to force him into an undesirable scenario. And did Depp get away with that? He's kind of re-controlled this. It's really on a knife's edge though, but PaperX are now exploring other areas. They're going to pull players away from Heaven potentially, which is exactly the right read here if they do try and address this B site. There is still 1 player waiting though, and they should be aware of the possibility of that.
Benkai noted.
That's
huge for him, give him lots
but
of time.
the timing.
Oh, nice timing, Cuk. Benkai ini anjir, ngeflanknya timingnya bagus, Cuk.
Iyalah, udah pasti.
Ya, nah, ini dapat timing nih. Aduh, temennya buru-buru amat, mati 2 dong.
It's 1, it's 2, it's gorgeous work from Benkai, and it's an upgrade. No, it's not, tell a lie. Oh, he doesn't need it. Benkai.
Aduh, temennya buru-buru amat tadi ya. Harusnya kan tunggu dulu ya.
Ya tungguin lah si Benkainya.
Iya.
I mean, the only saving grace is that Zeta find 2 kills in that time. That Benkai's unable to find
Maksudnya
anything there through Heaven.
util doang tapi nggak usah maju gitu maksudnya.
Again, if you can keep doing damage in positions like this.
Anjir, bunuh double tick. Temannya mati semua tapi.
Harusnya temennya satu stay aja tuh di pilar udah kiri kanan.
Iya, maksudnya
si Benkai bunuh.
Apa main util doang atau apa decoy doang kan ya kan? Sayang banget, Cuk. Wih, ada Jordi.
They have to deal with this man who's on the other side. Yeah, he's kept it. You're a lucky boy. You're a lucky boy. And Laz gets to live for another day.
Well, another big question, right, in terms of the adjustment. If Zeta fold in mid, what's the next step? What's the difference in setup?
Where's the protocols? We haven't really seen that.
Si Odi.
Iya, nanti tulisan di YouTube.
We've had it for free in previous series.
Ngeribet ya.
Having the weight of the world on his shoulders. 5 players about to be on the inside and 1 judge in his hands.
Waduh, mati dong nih.
He delivers on 1. He doesn't quite get what he wants on the second. A tag is fine, but it's not going to be the dream. Now, time being bought though. The investment of the ult should reveal everything. Pro's going to commit though. Flash is there. Does he get to keep it?
Aduh, nggak mati dong.
Ini udah best of 3 gitu apa gimana sih?
Yoi.
Udah berapa? Udah menang apa gimana?
Ini
Di PRX.
last map. Ini last map.
Iya.
PRX-nya leading.
Enggak, satu sama.
Wah.
Ini penentuan. Udah.
Waduh, gila si Depp.
I thought they might have needed the second, but you're right. He did just enough.
Again, the timing on the re-aggress. Again, they're so keen to prevent this spike from being planted.
Rightly so, because you've said it. How
This is
often?
offbeat, it's off tempo.
Yes, they switch it perfectly. They switch it perfectly. Paper X now. That's going to be a little bit of a.
It's,
There's that voice in the back of your mind recalling you to match 2, that kind of weird tempo change, that pace change. Laz committing a great deal to this, but who slipped? Look at that.
Aduh.
Saw him! You can't run and you can't
Kocak
hide
banget.
from Laz. That's an upgrade and a half.
Ngambil timing tapi malah
Venomous.
Malah kena
maju.
timing.
Iya.
And he knows that there was danger. They tried to switch up in 10 now. Adjusted to middle. And let's see if Paper X identify this quickly enough, what their plan is now with a different look given to them.
Gila.
Still kicks, that's for sure. Ten has to respect.
waduh, sabun banget anjing.
Can heal back up, but Sugar Zero elsewhere gonna find Mind Freak trying to slip through.
Apaan sabun?
Per secondnya galak gak?
Itu sih bisa mati sama silasnya ya, si 4 second.
The ults come in, so I don't want to overread into this round. And again, it is just on those pistols. So if once again they're still testing that A main, like, okay, are we still going to be seeing the 10s over here on these kind of anti-eco rounds? How can we approach this? Where can we kind of get these reads from? Because I still think it's hard to read Zeta here, or maybe not read. They can read them, but it's them finding the answer, right? The formula that works. And with that off-tempo, almost mid-take hit that kind of got brought back in, Paper X, I think, should be mulling over some ideas as to how to approach
30
this
seconds
now.
left.
Hello.
Udah pasti B nih. Waktunya udah segini.
They're on B.
Harusnya ya.
Set up for this
Oh.
and it's a perfect gravity well.
It's lovely work, isn't it? Nice attempt from Jing there. Tries to close in towards heaven. Not going to happen. 5 stand. Zeta, stop the rot. There's no quick springboard off the back of the pistol. There was no quick worry on the board. I think we all noted that weakness potentially to be exploited. That's already been dealt with, at least for now. I want to see now on the buy what the look is from Paper X.
Paper X biasa maju-majuin orang, sekarang kena begituan anjir. Si Zetanya apa? Formasi terus anjir.
Main pasif banget ya.
Iya.
Whether or not that forces Laz a little deeper this time around, actually he's the only one towards mid.
I think it's a tap over depths here early on.
See, immediately he's pinged out here. Immediately the pings come through on the minimap.
3-2 kan ya?
Value on the back of
Iya.
early engagement though.
Maybe, I guess they invested a little bit more utility quicker. But that window of opportunity is very fine if they
I mean,
want
the
to try and
paint shell,
exploit
the
that.
boombot's gone, so it's for me, it almost feels like a win for Zeta.
Makanya
Yeah,
solo.
if you look at the trade out, I think you're absolutely right. But it looks quite a simple piece coming towards that B site. Maybe feeling this could be enough with his 2 players, and they don't seem too fussed about middle just yet either. They can focus their attentions here, but the plant is coming in. That late lurk is on the way.
Spike planted.
Anjir.
Finds 2. Stunner of a shot. Divide goes up. Jing wants in. Let's get a glimpse, but the pop. Quick enough on the way back through.
Crowy juga galak ya.
Wait, he got 2? No shot does he get 2, and Sugar Zero finds the back of the site. Where's Benkai? Where's Mind Freak? They need to get there now. The diffuse.
Waduh, boleh juga.
Oh.
He almost had it. Benkai, the saving grace of Paper X there.
Astaga.
And again, I think Zeta have the right idea here. It's almost ignore Benkai.
Enggak, benar TP dari temennya.
Make sure there's enough pressure on site to force Benkai's hand.
Hampir anjing.
Hampir.
Coba diffuse terus aja.
Nggak bisa, mati lah. Samperin kok. Yang nyamperin 2 orang.
2 orang langsung nempelin gitu. Main A ya?
Iya, ini main A.
And away we go. A quick jump up towards the ramps, and Jing wants to try and close in though. That's a bit of an issue because Crow, I mean, how much does he get?
Anjing.
Anjir.
Aduh.
Unfazed, unmoved, and now Forsaken, the next challenger, does succeed towards the one player who's the swing factor in middle, and maybe a new way to address.
Ngapain nembak ya tadi ya?
Pull him away from position, but
Emang udah tahu emang udah musuhnya. Kok dia langsung nembak?
Just gets away from that slow orb as well. Paper X have heaven control here, considering actually.
You will not kill my allies.
We'll find the res, yeah. Jing back on his feet now. So 5v4.
Yang orang Indo cuma 4 second aja, ya?
Sama main freak.
Confirmed presence once again.
Oh.
Again, it's 10 tucked into sight. What can he do to slow this down?
Dapat heaven nih.
Wah, gila.
choice really, unless you could do that. 10 so sharp towards Divine. Forsaken gets a quick trade out. He's ready for the fight on Pillar. 10
Pinter
is
setan.
unrelenting. That's 2 already.
Anjir.
Underhand nade and the fight towards CT.
Aduh.
10's on the swing towards
Tanya nggak
Forsaken.
mati-mati.
Madness.
Wait,
Oh, that was caught him in the heels.
wait.
Now 1v2.
Waduh.
How much more can one man do for
Ya
his
bisa
side?
lah nih, bisa ke B kok. Masih ada waktu.
Falls away. And he gives them a little paranoia, a little worry.
Sisa satu? Oh iya.
Iya, 2-1.
They are running.
Kerat banget Titan anjir.
But there is a trap waiting in CT.
Jing will hear that. He'll have heard that drop into ropes there, so
10 seconds left.
Udah ketahuan kok.
10 has
Info.
to somehow clear this perfectly. I just don't think he's going to get it. And just that audio cue alone defines that final moment.
but it's 10.
Yeah.
For how many times we talk about him from elbow just causing so many problems with his A-site hold.
He's actually ridiculously good at it.
Jing
But
ngapain
again,
lawan?
look
Aduh.
at what that's now
Jingnya
happened.
kalah jadi Baywan anjir.
Paper X have kind of shown a little bit of theory to this now. They found a bit more success on this and isolating that ropes player, pulling that rotation. It's
Yang gendut siapa sih?
Pin ini, Davai.
Oh.
Davai. Kan? Gue sering ngomong sama lu kan, Di. Kalau jaga
Apa?
bom set sendiri nggak
Iya.
perlu bunuh. Yang penting tuh jangan mati. Karena dia tuh harus bunuh lu, jadi dia yang harus nyamperin lu, jangan lu yang nongol.
Itu tadi dia gitu ya?
Dia mana nyamperin, dia cuma ngintip-ngintip doang.
Diem-diem
bikin
gitu dong.
Bikin orang
Nyolong.
rese tau gak lu?
Nyolong lagi yang turun dari
Iya.
heaven anjing.
Bikin orang rese.
Nyolong 2 kan? 1 dari itu tadi City.
Satu di elbow.
Elbow iya anjir. Posnya di situ lagi tuh.
Tapi ketolong,
Iya, disuruh gua.
maksudnya ketolong ada smoke di situ juga di CT.
Iya,
side
smoke
tadi.
di heaven.
Iya,
Di heaven. Terus di smoke di
side
apa,
juga.
Di side juga.
Ketolong itu. Ya, hancur kalau nggak ada smoke-nya mati, cok itu.
Sama dia itu tadi HE anjing.
Iya, tapi temennya di CT. Dia cuma bisa mati kalau heavennya turun ke screen. Kalau misalnya dari CT nggak bisa kan, temennya di CT.
So I wonder if that's something that Zeta can identify fast enough because Paper X
Najis
lends
banget
into
tuh.
this quick.
Bener-bener
So I
najis.
Bener
don't
najis
think
itu ya
it's
tadi
okay, well,
bener.
let's say we have some troubles here, we can still look towards this if we can slip past. Now, as it stands, we do have double step. Pro is up towards that ramp, so you're not
Nah.
going to
PRX sih tim mana sih?
springboard effect, but you
Daerah-
can get a
Singapura, Malay.
Oh.
Paper X tuh 2 orang Indo, 2 Singapura, 1 Malaysia. Yang gendut Malaysia.
So almost
Oh.
trying to address this
Apa?
feeling that Paper X have had
Asia
towards
Pasifik ya.
Heaven. Initially, don't like the look of something. Sugar Zero's posted up just outside.
Zeta juga bagus ya mainnya. Emang jago kan?
Siapa?
Zeta
Iya,
ini.
jago.
Nothing else in terms of facts.
Zeta
Apa
tuh
itu
yang
apa sih?
Gua
kemarin
nonton Zeta.
Apa itu apa sih?
apa tuh Asia
Asia
Pasifik.
Pasifik.
Oh,
Clear out some of these close angles.
Zeta tuh yang kemarin gua bilang, Di.
He has no
Skillnya tuh nggak jago-jago amat, tapi mainnya rame-rame. Mainnya sama tim gitu, mainnya berlima.
but those Buckies
Si Crow-nya si anjir.
nasty work. Ball goes up. Pro
Jago,
trying to
jago.
do a little bit of damage on the way in. Not going to find what he wants, but the slow's going to hinder the approach.
Ya kipas-kipas
Off the
nggak tuh
on the way out, Jing's
anjing.
gonna send it, finds it, Cro's gone now. You gotta look at Zeta, there's bodies here, but Benkai on that late lurk coming through middle as well. Gonna be finding 10, that's now that danger element gone in the back
mati
line.
shake-nya.
Good clean up from Jing, this is better from
Gila.
Paper X. Very composed in these moments.
Nggak bisa
That's
ke
the
side nih.
knife's edge.
Apa ada
That site is
shotgun?
not for free, and the spike's not on this
Benkai,
side anymore.
Benkai bunuh.
Benkai sih.
Benkai sih
Najis ya.
Mainin terus anjing gila.
timingnya anjing banget cok dia.
Dia emang orang flank ya?
Huge.
Iya, dia
Lurker,
lurker.
lurker dia.
Hmm.
Anjing lurkernya timingnya bisa pas banget cok dari tadi.
Kan dia lihat
Tadi-
temen pasti.
Tadi lihat nggak yang dia di mid bokong heaven sama itu?
Iya.
Yang di setting
Iya,
anjir.
itu temennya
Round berapa tuh tadi?
Temennya buru-buru.
Dia buru-buru.
Kalau nggak
Kalau-
buru-buru si
kalau
Benkai
nggak-
bunuh semua itu.
Nggak mati aja udah.
Dia temennya cuma perlu stay alive doang.
Mentit najis banget nih Res.
Straight through, hot knife through butter, and he still wants to keep moving.
Balik
Pressure
lagi.
applied. Spam comes in. Pro has to fall away, has to respect that early investment. They lose vision, but look at Forsaken on the other side of the map, just absolutely unleashing. On his own, taking a fight and loses the fight. Sugar Zero holds the ground that's so necessary, but still you've got Jing just... Actually, that's a big reveal of presence still noted, but they're going to lose track a little bit of Paper X intentions.
Yang main Astral siapa sih?
this setup completely figured out, at least with what they're trying to achieve in the early round.
Yes.
Unfortunate here for Forsaken to almost try and be a wild card.
Tapi barusan sih si Forsaken offset loh.
Benkai nih.
He's such a nuisance. He's been such a problem, Benkai. And it's hard to get a lurk on this team. We've been praising the likes of Laz and Tenyo for always dealing with this sort of thing, but he has been a real thorn in the side. But Sugar Zero readjusted now.
Nah, timingnya udah masuk di fan anjing nggak?
No utility invested just yet. No tells given. And there it is, first commitment. And they try and wrap towards Pillar. He tucks in and he waits. And it's going to be depth from above. Can at least deliver one, but Mindfreak on the quick trade. You can see Sugar Zero one's back in. He's not going to get it. Dealt with by Divide. And now the 2v2. And you've got to know where these players are. 10 is a mile away. Crow a mile away. And Mindfreak is so deep towards CT. They have so many problems. Zeta have no control on this. And this.
Anjir.
Aduh, Benkai
Aduh.
mati.
Pas banget anjing ultinya. Langsung lihat belakang itu nih.
Dibasokan dari jarak dekat ya bro.
Kena ultinya ini kayak anjir ketahuan tadi. Langsung.
Iya.
Harusnya sih gak usah ditembak ultinya, langsung deketin tadi ya juga dapat ya harusnya.
Kan ketahuan.
Ya tapi kan langsung nembak
Delay
maksudnya.
kayaknya tuh.
Ya ini kan udah deket banget tuh di tangga tadi.
Ini sih gila nih. Beng.
Kalau lu nggak nembak kan dia masih harus lihat belakang dulu kan, belum lihat belakang tadi dia. Nggak tahu tuh. Kena ultinya Sky kan kalau deket tetap kelihatan kalau deket.
Anjing, pakai op sih.
Judge the operator, it's been heard. And now
Nice.
Tom's getting a little sweaty here on this corner. Okay, 10 opts to back away. Gives up that early control, but there's no quick take towards the ramp. You can already see the deeper hold coming out from Crow though.
Boombot will be thrown out. Again, PRX just waiting for an overpeak here. Looking to punish with this operator.
Dia beli judge nggak tuh?
Clear through hell, and actually Boombot's going to miss him on the first, but should.
Beng.
Gila.
He's in absolute pieces. He can't do anything from this. Jinx delivered it so well. Takes a side, spins around, no one's there. Forsaken deals with CT. There is still one towards Heaven, but they're already on the case. Paper X looking absolutely locked into this round. Dep, Sugar Zero, and Laz. I mean, Dep's not even really equipped for this. Trying to play it back in with a judge is never
Lihat
been easy.
distrasnya begitu nggak tuh?
5 players for Paper X are in such prime position now.
Berbarengan kan tuh.
Mau tembak yang mana lo?
Race balik badan bunuh anjing.
Yang ngedas 2 orang anjing, Jet sama Racing entot.
Iya, satu di screen anjing.
Iya, mau bunuh yang mana lo?
And they got him for free. How was no one watching this? And again, that spike could be a problem. They're gonna put a divider. And if there's a nuisance in the back lines, but no, Forsaken just did such valuable work to take that down. Oh, Sugar 0-3 and Forsaken.
Oh, untung anjir hampir.
How does he do it?
And it's so smart from Sugar
Forsaken
Zero.
nih.
Throws the complete divide up. They've got to come and check.
Jago anjing.
The defuse. He punishes, but Forsaken finds both of them with the Blade Storm. Wow.
Ini ada executed kan?
Iya.
The fact he got here is madness to me. And spots the barrel, that's fine. But all while this happens, you got Forsaken flying in. God tier work.
Untung dia bunuh gitu. Tuh kan deg-degan juga deh.
Iya, lumayan.
Langsung lus dada jing.
Iya iyalah.
Mouse-nya pakai apa tuh ya dia?
Final mouse.
Final
mouse.
Mouse scream.
Untuk 8 juta anjir.
Emang iya?
Iya, Cok. Tanya aja suster tuh.
Suster beli kan?
Iya.
Just vision across Forsaken trying to be the sentinel for the side, but he has to tuck his head down. Respect the players on the other side here. Again, Mindfreak now noted. 10 finds Forsaken, and it's getting back on. Divide reaggressing though, back towards main.
Gila fast pace gini nih gue masih agak kayak
They pulled the rotations, but there's 45 seconds. They could still try and explore the rest of the map, but they do not have a player advantage anymore.
Problem being that damage is so key.
Gila Benkai sih sabar banget anjing. Gak bisa gue jadi Benkai.
Don't want to risk anything.
Udah bingung duluan gue pasti.
They have to play as a pack,
Yeah,
right?
they commit to this now, but they're going to leave Benkai posted up. And look at Zeta. You're absolutely right. It's the death ball
They have
towards
to.
A site.
You can't just go one-on-one with, you know, a rifle and armor. You have to stay as this pack, and they've gambled it right. They've got the guess right, and they've got
Davai.
contact. That's enough. That should be a signifier. And look at the damage again. Divine out down low. Rez comes in. They know there's a chance. That late lurk in middle has to be essential. The spike is down, and the two on the site. How much can you do?
Gila.
Can you bail your side out from what could be a tragedy in the making? And Benkai, they've got to know it. It's Benkai. They've got to know.
Nggak bisa.
Is he backing away?
Berat.
Rez so
He's
well.
backing
Oh,
away.
saving tuh dia.
This is exceptional from Zeta. The unbelievable again, 5-6. Paper X, man. They're trying everything they can, and somehow still these thrifty rounds are coming through.
Pick berdua tadi sih top sih.
No round is unwinnable for them. And this play through here is so beautiful. Again, Laz still takes
Box.
first contact here, playing 10 in further. And then on the retake, the timing on these swings, they just get overwhelmed.
Lagi ada lagi tuh di store gua Bill Shop itu.
These violent delights are just gorgeous to watch. Zeta
Apa?
just
Naik di
Frenzy.
market.
Look at them right back. Because Paper
Di
X
store.
coming into this,
Oh.
they're actually playing almost not traditional, but you know, using a tailor-made approach towards Zeta. This is no discredit to them. This is an outplay at times by Zeta, but it is 5-6. And again, there's still problems. And look at the pace towards middle.
Itu dia Viper kayak begitu di A, ulti gitu, bener-bener buat ngedelay biar nggak dirasa doang ya.
Ya,
Iya.
kalau masuk mesti nyetor.
Ya masuk juga takut anjir.
Ayo,
Mikir-mikir juga.
Aduh, nih naik turun nih. Ade. Lo. Amam lo. Tan anjing.
Jing's been found out as well. He's got away with nothing. And somehow Zeta dig deeper again. This is unbelievable scenes as Benkai is just battling with everything he's got. This is never meant to be the way this goes. As Benkai and Mind Freak presented the conundrum. And they've got to clear it. You have to body check that. There's no other way to do it.
Benkai lagi. Spike-nya udah di dia belum sih?
Udah.
Rather go to the known than
Oh,
the
udah.
unknown. So you're going to head over towards the A site. Yep, that Viper pit's still there. He knows that Laz will be around. So
Satu MN.
what can I do about it? Nothing. So plant his best opportunity now. In a 1v3.
Kalau bisa angkat sih imbang anjing.
You've got to get one.
Gila sih.
Laz is not going to give you an easy option.
3 lawan 1 kan nih.
Double stacked up. Bit of timing now.
Berat.
Intervention. He gets to thread through, but there's a double stack and a double
Mesti
trace.
ditemenin gitu
And
emang
we
nih.
are tied up at
Iya,
6
biar
to
triknya
6.
kan.
That thrifty round, man, just puts it back and they actually draw this half. Again, it's such a massive win. The knock-on effect to the finances. I'm just blown away once again. And Paper X coming with it, like I said, they've approached this perfectly. They
Oh, kalau kayak
identify
gini
the
tuh di
weakness on their
switch
side, but they're
juga
still
ya.
not able to actually
Oh,
get
3 round
kan
3 round nih.
in the first half.
12
Found
pokoknya.
the formula, but they've yet to be making it really work for themselves here.
12
Paper X
on
tied up at
change.
6-6. Zeta are not out of it. Desk, how you doing over there? Because I'm in
13
pieces
menang.
already.
I could not say it better myself. We are in pieces. We are sweating. Jess is fanning herself. I mean, 6-6, tit for tat, back and forth. This is a
Sukses
much
banget
different
kayak Valorant
than
ya.
we're seeing on the previous
Oi.
maps. But
Gila.
elimination is on the line. It is looming, Bala. How many times did I say I don't want either of these teams to go home?
Yeah, you are in pieces. That is exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Over and over, and it's for good reason. I mean, these two teams have had such great stories leading up to this moment.
Yeah.
And we're going to this last half here. I think that I've seen so much from Paper X. Sure, Benkai here has been so
Benkai orang
good in
Singapura.
this first half. There was a lot
Yeah.
of really good lurking that he was
Yeah.
actually
Bukan
doing
Benkai.
super well at the beginning, where Zeta was really not able to shut him down.
I think I turned to you maybe round 8 or whatever it was there, and I was like, finally, they've worked out that someone was coming out.
Ini dia nih.
It took
Bede.
seekers for them to work that out.
Yeah.
But how many times Benkai or another player from Paper X was able to lurk in late behind, in through mid,
Umur
in
berapa
through
nih?
male, or whether it was up towards heaven, that's an opportunity
Masih
for them to be
muda
able
lah.
to score a few free kills.
Mukanya tuh ya.
Luckily for Zeta, there was a couple of rounds they were able to
Bangsat
pull
nih
together.
Gizi.
But my god, was Benkai sort of that linchpin, that middleman.
Tol, gua mau dong tol gambar kayak gini nih.
Gambar apa?
Settingannya itu loh.
I think though, on the
Kayak agak
second
gendut-gendut
half,
gitu.
and looking at this
Tahu nggak?
Oh,
bagus.
4/3.
That's
4/3.
a pretty good half, I think, for Paper X
Ntar
on the
aja.
attack side. So you have to wonder for
Nonton dulu.
Zeta, is it enough for them? I think that I've seen enough from Paper X to know, yes, for sure it's enough for them. They've been so good on the defensive halves. Those are the places where
Jangan
they
main
belong.
black bar
But
tapi
for me,
full
I
screen.
think I'm really starting to to see some magic here from Zeta Division. The stuff that really gets this map 3 for them. It's so good.
Kenapa di zoom gitu ya kameranya? Bangsat juga nih kameramen.
Okay.
Suddenly, somehow, at this tournament, Zeta became attacking sided on Spec. We've seen it 4 times.
Nih kok gini ngapain dulu briefing dulu gitu?
Enggak, ya kayak ada waktu jedanya gitu kan.
Ini siapa yang nyeker anjing?
Alright, well, we cannot wait. We gotta get back into this right now. Let's just get into it. Pansy and Hybok, take it away. Let's go!
One more half. The fairy
Let's go,
tale
boys.
end, the dream run, the
Menang masuk final nih soalnya.
become a reality. We can throw you all
Menang masuk final ya
the
si
best
Perex.
is two teams.
Ya pokoknya yang menang ini.
Belum masuk final.
Absolutely have.
Semi.
Belum masuk final.
Final.
One out now.
Ini udah semifinal.
Final.
Paper Rex on the defense.
Gimana sih?
Belum final. Belum final. Lu mau taruhan sama gua tol. Ini
Masa?
jelas-jelas di orang di lower bracket loh.
Oh,
Ini di orang kalau misalnya menang, di orang tuh mesti lawan yang kalah si itu lawan ini.
Yang tadi itu.
Iya.
Oh apa OG tadi?
Lu mesti lawan optik.
Optik itu kan.
Yang menang lawan ini mesti lawan optik. Jadi belum final.
Soal
Kalau
lawan
nanti
bracket.
yang menang lawan optik baru final.
jadi yang udah di apa bracket atasnya siapa tuh?
Brazil, LLL.
Itu nggak pernah kalah ya?
Enggak, cuman kalah, cuman drop satu map doang. Drop 2 map apa satu map?
LLL.
Iya,
Yang
laut.
triple L.
Yang menang ini tuh mesti lawan optik dulu, baru kalau menang yang menang optik sama yang menang ini ketemu baru.
Ini turnya di mana sih?
Di Iceland, Reykjavik.
Jinxnya dapat 2 dong.
Bener-bener cuma ngintip-ngintip. Oke, mau sekarang gua kayak Omen itu tuh, gua janji.
Massive damage on the way back towards A side. Initially, like I said, Zeta actually set up perfectly for this, anticipating the aggression, but Forsaken still finds a kill. That's going to be key. I think previous match, he went 16 and 3 on the defensive side.
Bagian mana dari map ini? Oh.
Bawah Heaven.
Enggak, itu tadi kayak dari luar gitu tuh.
I think even just seeing how they approach that pistol round is very telling of how very prepared they are for this. I love the theory of pushing up, that player a little deeper towards B main.
Sekali memang golnya.
Allowed to have the additional man there. Really nice work.
Ya orang cuma perlu jangan kalah sama Thrifty.
Wah. Jing top dah. Ih, kena.
Di sini nembak orang denger loh, harusnya kena damage gitu.
Nih. Jadi itu ya.
At this point you're bringing out the knife. I mean, it's pretty brave.
68.
Berarti ini lawan yang tadi menang ini. Optik yang menang tadi itu kan?
Iya, yang menang ini ketemu optik.
Optik di mana tuh?
US. North America.
Jago juga dong.
Jago. Dia nomor 1 US.
Wah.
Tapi dicebokin sama Brazil ngentot.
Brazil itu mereka Valon nih banyak tim baru atau gimana sih? Maksudnya kayak tim-tim gede kayak apa? Fnatic gitu-gitu.
Ada tim-tim gedenya tuh nggak bertahan lama. Jadi Fnatic kemarin sempet jago banget, terus tiba-tiba kalah. Nah, si Optik juga kemarin jago banget, terus kalah sama kalah sama The Guard. Sentinel sempat jago, dibantai sama The Guard 13-0. Jadi ini kayak PB zaman dulu. Bener-bener kayak PB zaman dulu. Semua tim jago itu banyak.
Gila, lagi seru banget berarti nih.
Iya, lagi seru-serunya nih.
Nantilah
setahun lagi.
Baru ketahuan siapa-siapa gitu.
Nanti setahun lagi ini pasti nanti apa
Now, obviously with the wall there, they're gonna respond
bintang-bintangnya
with
tim
some
masing-masing
window of
pasti capek nih
chance.
kalau nggak menang-menang, dia orang pasti bikin tim baru,
But they will
pasti
at least get a
gabung.
good start
Oh,
to this. If you're looking at
iya.
Zeta,
Standar sih ya
sounds
kayak
like
gitu ya.
Udah biasa
they're a
kan
little
kayak
bit
gitu kan.
behind the curve, but not by much because
Yang nggak bisa begitu tuh paling Jepang. Jepang orangnya itu aja paling.
falls forward and finds 10, looks for more. It's Divine from up above. The ramps his gun. There we go. He's back. He's fine. It's all good. Don't worry. It's definitely not panicked. And it's a 3v3, but it's Spectres against Rifles. This is the bonus for Paper X.
Oh, that's good. They're so concerned that somebody's actually tucked into sight. I think that's because Benkai hasn't actually been noted just yet. Mind Freak though, he's ready. He's holding this elbow cross. Zeta gonna stack up.
Are they going to swing CT or are they just going to try and at least get to pillar? I'm curious if they're feeling... Yeah, okay. They at least keep a mind towards it. With that time limit, they kind of had to play that a little bit more passively and at least make sure that they get the plant down and have no problems on the way in. But this playback is still an issue and the damage there.
Mau disikat.
Down to 59 HP. Instantly
Aduh.
checked in, forced to play a little more passive. The angle's not his anymore.
Wah.
At least find Divide, but the trade's there. Benkai
Aduh.
on it, and now
Aduh.
Benkai the only one. But it's still
Aduh,
Benkai.
powernya habis.
Oh,
Aduh,
the
nggak punya
gun
util.
switch, almost,
Iya.
almost. That was a bonus, by the
Yeah.
way.
But it's, I mean, they come down, they get the
Ini sampai 13 juga kan ya?
A little bit of a buffer here coming out of it,
Not
but it's a big win for Paper X in that regard. The
Tuh kan,
G-Man, what is
bonus
this?
round nih, lumayan.
You tell me. You tell me.
Oh, it's just so brazen. It's like it's complete disregard for logic. Wow. I mean, the problem being now there's an operator on the board. So these early round protocols are going to be tested even further on the side of Zeta. Forsaken has pretty much been given the total freedom on this side of the map.
Forsaken just having this control.
It's so early that he's going to spot somebody as well, Lauren. That's the thing. Even if he's traded, it's so early.
Yeah, the value is there. Trigger Zero, it's going to be his job to try and deal with this, I feel like, eventually, but
Si
again, what are you meant to do about it? Forsaken
Zeta-nya menang kayak nggak menang.
Iya, anjir, barusan menang round tapi miskin anjir.
Kayak nggak menang, 4 orang handgun nih.
4 pistols coming into this.
They know that.
So almost banking on Paper X.
Kenapa gitu?
Forsaken's going to hear the drop.
Karena dia orang di bonus, dia orang beli pas bonus round tapi mati 4 orang.
This guy is
Oh.
quick as anything
Sedangkan
today, and
si
there's nothing available
PRX-nya tuh nggak ada yang upgrade senjata dari round kedua.
The King of Hearts himself trying to
Keuangannya aneh ya di sini ya.
rifle to hand, but it's not
Iyalah.
easy. Tens by his side, he does it.
Udah gila,
Play with
cepet
it.
banget.
They do get the cross building up towards
Yang Forsaken bunuh itu.
Iya, cepet banget itu,
Iya,
dia udah
anjing
tahu.
yang itu tadi.
absolute beast on the other side.
Udah
Waktu
bikin
dia
step
turun
soalnya.
berisik soalnya. Iya, waktu turun berisik.
All about to dissipate. And actually the early, a little bit of a check from Laz. I like that, trying to play ahead of the time, but there's still Mind Freak as well. Playing towards Pillar, 15 seconds, trying to
Ngarep si Les
facilitate that
bunuh
cross.
aja nih.
Jing finds 10 and now he's lost his teammate. And he's losing that time
Enggak.
on this round. There's the ult pop. He knows he's
Bunuh.
dead, but he drags one with him to the grave. 8 seconds out. Can they try and do anything? It looks like the answer is no, as Crow is the only one here. And
Goks.
Paper X really control
Pas
tempo
timingnya ya.
now. 9
Aduh, si Jing sih najis banget.
to the board.
Bener-bener najis dong.
Iya nih,
Find anything. A comfortable opportunity
mati.
to find an opening here. Forsaken again. They have
Gue pikir si Jing orang Indo dah. Nih kan si Forsaken bunuh tuh di highlight.
to take away some of this control. It's an entire
Gak dikasih plan, cuk.
Yes.
Because they can double stack basically onto mid
Absolutely.
on the back of Forsaken just walking out. We've got to see some adaptation here.
It's actually Paper X to call the timeout, which is the curious thing to me.
The scary thing. How the Paper X switch it up.
Pendukungnya Zeta semua
Like I
itu ya.
said, Zeta,
Iya.
this default was always going to be tested.
Waduh,
Time out
Yeah, I
lagi.
think they've identified
Di no-scope
the
nggak tuh?
weakness. Sugar Zero
Iya.
being forced so deep and being unable to mid.
Kills.
Paper X just having an absolute
Capek
strike
gue
on
nontonnya
that side of the
ini.
map. They're then forced in towards a site where Benkai is going to play off some ratty traps, or at least Mind Freak is going to play off some of his ratty traps.
Tempo
We've
muerto.
got an extra set of eyes over there with a spy cam, and they're walking into the unknown so late on in the round.
Keren banget panggungnya anjing.
And the other thing is, so much utility.
Keren ya, main di situ ya.
Not an awful lot.
Keren banget ya.
Because it's just a player with an operator, and it's really good. Works very well, actually, when you're Forsaken. The value of his
Bangsa
impact
tuh kontraktornya baksit banget tuh ngerjain turunin gini.
Cuaca.
Enak banget tuh, bawa pulang lagi tuh semua melaminnya, pulangin semua. Dan tahun depan nih bikin lagi, pakai lagi. Kayak gue aja.
That's where having these rounds in your
Keren di
pocket
lampu-lampuin
will
gitu
bring
ya.
into favor.
Demen
Calling that
banget gue.
timeout could be for the
Riot
We'll
Games
see if
ini,
that is the
bos.
case.
Iya, developernya Riot. Lu nggak pernah
Iya.
lihat World Championship LoL ya?
Nggak pernah.
Nih, gua
Lo
kasih.
juga
Oh.
Riot. Iya, lo juga
Oh
Riot.
iya, gue lihat. LOL tahu gue. Lebay anjing, iya bener.
Lu lihat yang Jecho main piano nggak?
Iya, lihat.
Sama yang Imagine Dragon.
Agaknya anjing.
Najis ya gua LoL. Banyak bakar duitnya di situ tuh LoL.
Be the one to find it. There's two potential victims, but they stand up to it, but they whiff it. They absolutely make a meal of it. But it's
Gila.
1-1 trade out. Forsaken still gonna do
Tapi
it.
Valorantnya
Well,
sih
they're
sukses
dabbling
banget ya.
way back in, but it's at
Iyalah.
such a clear disadvantage now.
Free to play, rame.
Tuh.
Yeah, keen to actually find Sugar Zero. But he's got the audio cue. He's got the timing on this.
Sugar Zero's backfilled this perfectly.
Marketnya luas sih Valorant itu.
Soalnya dia nggak perlu ini apa kenceng-kenceng. Gue bingung sih 4 second kenapa ngedas begitu ya.
Iya.
Anjing bandel banget cuk mainnya cuk namanya gitu cuk.
Nyari apa mereka ya? Kayak maju-maju gitu ya tadi ya?
Ketahuan.
With the utility, the spy cam to spot that walkout, because Laz notorious for lurking behind this, creating so much pressure towards backside.
Dikira
Isunya
sendirian
Krokan.
kali.
Recover the spike,
Iya.
but
Taunya ternyata ada berdua ya tadi.
Paper X actually willing to sit deeper here and force the plant. They just want to play
Wah,
numbers in the
ulti
retake.
lagi bangsat nih Viper emang.
Now the ult could have added a little bit of an issue to it, and
Same
Benkai
by
wants
Shombo.
in. Benkai tries to just get ahead of it.
Tawan
Nasty
Benkai.
work, trying to maybe just deny the plant, and Jink's going to unleash as well. They're just going to dive in on this one. Seeker's going to at least reveal that position, and Laz swings on it. 1v1 now. Divide up against Laz.
Wah, ulti.
Si salah sih. Iya.
Si Benkai ngapain sih anjing?
Iya makanya tadi. Wah ini gila banget sumpah. Ntar lu nonton. Beuh. Entoy.
Aduh.
Bangsat tuh menang gara-gara last to fix.
Absolutely, and it starts actually with Paper X conceding. 10 lost in no man's land with the spike.
Yeah, you're just drifting through middle. Maybe that call didn't come out quick enough because it could have got lost in the source, right? Obviously, we see everything. They're going to have to extrapolate information, but you think...
There's a moment there where Laz
I know,
I was like,
Mike.
oh my god.
I know, I can't do this.
Salah si Benkai.
Iya dia masuknya pausan banget ya.
I don't know what to say anymore. It's 8 to 9. And they're still in it by the skin of their teeth. I don't know how Zeta is staying alive
Good
here.
money as well. It's just both teams just in the bin. Purchase will come through. Divide on the judge.
Jelasnya pinter lagi keluar smoke.
I mean, the best thing is to work with is a pistol.
Good, brilliant.
Bisa pas banget ya dia ngecek. Oh dia tahu sih bakal dicek ke situ
Dia
ya.
tahu sih pasti bakal dicek itu PC itu, makanya dia keluar smoke.
Almost, like I said, throw logic out the window. Forsaken's walking mid solo with the operator, and it's punished. Now that is key. Yes, the round kind of then descends into.
Logo Zeta keren deh. Tadi cuma begitu dong.
Kayak Zara anjing.
Tung, lu ngerusak banget sih Tung. Bener anjing.
Kayak Zara sama Zalora kan?
Iya.
Baru lu bilang keren kan?
Iya lu anjing ya. Rusak langsung otak gue liatnya jadi Zara tuh. Paper X apa artinya? Nama warnetnya kali di Singapura?
Enggak, bukan.
Apa? Dari mana?
Lagi nih, lagi.
Iya, mau lagi kayaknya. Masa lagi tol anjing. Bertiga nih. Gue udah berisik minta heal tuh pasti anjing. Oh bener dia di heal.
Ini kalah miskin nih.
RX
Iya.
They're so hesitant to drift in here because it's the total unknown. Without a kill being drawn here, they haven't been in here enough. The swap out Forsaken now with the judge in hand.
Jing not clean on the first shot, can at least give him a chance here. You has to respect the utility invested.
Anjir,
Gets out so
berisik
quick.
sih.
But look at Laz,
Aduh,
he
aduh,
teed
aduh.
up for this. He'd already kind of lingered deep enough,
Langsung
lurked
headshot.
far enough towards A to be able to catch that. Now, do they scrap this plan because they're walking into what is
Wah.
essentially a trap? I don't know if they saw Forsaken, but he's pushing forward. He's going to get one, but it's only traded. Shikazero not going to let it slip. 28 seconds out, they've got to make the play, but there's two on the site. Devi is here ready to greet them with a smile. And the three pause for patience. The res comes out, 10 back on his toes, but there's still Mind Freak. They haven't cleared this.
Mati
Ball
lagi.
goes up the slows there. Devi can lean through. Finds one, finds two. They're still doing the
Mau nggak
damage.
mau.
10 seconds. They have to make this play. And Depth's the one to do it.
Bennya udah ketahuan ya di situ terus dia.
Spike, where is the block?
Ya dia kayak si Aki,
Found him. Sugar
mainnya
Zero.
ngelurking terus tinggal
Drags
ditungguin
him to
doang.
his grave, and Zeta is still alive.
Tapi sekali berhasil.
Tapi ini
udah
kalah,
tadi.
ini kalah nggak bisa juara 1-2 ya.
This game is
Kalau udah gugur langsung ya, hitung ya berarti ya.
I can't watch
Satu.
this.
Nggak bisa nih si Ben kayaknya
Enggak,
kawan
ini
lurking terus.
ini kalau kalah langsung kalah apa gimana?
Kalah ya kalah, udah mati.
Kalau menang baru lawan itu tadi itu.
Iya.
Opik.
Ini di orang nih lower bracket sekarang. Yang kalah di lower bracket ya udah kalah.
Oh.
Kalau yang menang yang apa upper bracketnya kalau kalah masih bisa main sekali lagi gitu.
Iya, harusnya, tapi tergantung. Kalau misalnya kan ini sekarang si Brazil di atas nih. Kalau misalnya si yang menang misalnya si PRX ketemu Optik, pas PRX menang ya ketemu Brazil. Kalau si Brazil kalah ya udah Brazil kalah.
Oh, langsung gugur.
Udah nggak ada lower bracket lagi.
Makanya gugur kan?
Iya, langsung mah kalah dia juara 2.
Oh, istilahnya berhasil ini udah grand final dia ya, masuk grand final ya.
Iya, dia udah pasti juara 2 intinya.
Iya, iya. Tinggal ini yang gebuk-gebukan lower bracket nih ya.
Iya. Kalau dulu kan best of 3 nih. Nah, kalau dulu tuh Brazil di final tuh udah 1-0, ngerti nggak?
Iya.
Jadi kalau di Brazil di final menang satu map, dia udah menang. Sedangkan si apa yang dari lower bracket tuh mesti menang apa 2 map berturut-turut gitu. Tapi sekarang kayaknya nggak pakai soalnya best of 5 kan.
Uncomfortable situation to say the least. Now you've lost that lurk in the back lines. You're not going to be able to depend on that. Now you know there's a time frame. You've got 5 players to clear with rifles. So for them, it feels like a formality here.
Ada yang bandel.
There's a couple of the danger elements weren't really made up on. If they can get a couple on the way out, that'd be ideal. They're exploring towards CT. Pros want to go forward with the Spectre, so he's fine doing this. He's happy to do it.
Khas nyata ya.
To be cleaned up. Zeta,
Iya, kan safe.
take the lead.
Molotov to find this as well. Zeta now reaping the rewards of being able to slow down the pace of this game. Almost baiting PRX in to do what you expect them to.
Nyolong info juga kayaknya dia orang tuh. Nyolong pos.
Come into this operator on the board once again for Forsaken. 3 ults up, but not really playmakers here for PaperX. Zeta actually.
Berarti kalau kalah juara 4 nih ya. Bener gak sih?
Kalah ini ya juara 4 pasti.
What does Zeta do? I still feel like this is knife's edge game, and I know we've said it before, but I'll keep saying it because you can see it. And then they're going straight in towards
Ih,
the
nggak dorong.
powering through. 10 gonna pop the ult. Sees nothing, takes the space. Happy with that? Okay, but where do I send this now? Leans on in. Nothing. Gets nothing for it. Space on its own, but it's a 3-play stack. They have ready
Gila, cepet
nothing
amat.
of this as well.
Langsung di.
This is so dangerous. Pain shell gonna come out. That should at least be a little indicator of something, but this is not enough. They're still above a minute though, but do they commit? 10 certainly does. He's
Nah,
already
dia
down.
postek kentali dong denger. Tapi kalah maksudnya.
Towards the top of rafters though.
Oh, that's it. Fire with the backstab. He's found the second as well. 10 will fall. And that's the spike noted.
This is huge. Seeker's still going to lead the way, and they're replaying towards middle. You've got 2 players working up towards mid. Sugar Zero is just a distraction, just to pull the attention. Crow's got it. He's got the spike to get out. They're just trying to get out of danger. Benkai pops the ult to try and find some information, and Crow peels on back. They've still got a bit of time.
Gue bingung ngapain sih
Trying to lead the team, but you've got Forsaken on the other side. This is surely a shutdown. This can't
Siapa?
happen. Forsaken will not let them
si
cross.
itu ngapain
They've
jongkok-jongkok
lost
di situ
the map
anjing?
control because Forsaken stands here. He's holding territory. Where do you go now?
Bro find this?
The timing. He's gonna
Lihat
pull
4 second-nya dong
They're not gonna
habis
get-
ini.
he does-
Lihat 4
he's showing
second-nya habis
beats,
ini.
It doesn't matter. Forsaken is being such a
Ya.
monster.
No.
Forsaken delivers. It's 10-10. There is no rest for the wicked. This
Najis.
man
Najis
is
sumpah.
being instrumental in them staying in this game. They've broken the 3-round streak.
And what a way to come back into it as well.
Gila.
Fly with the perfect timing on this.
Bener-bener dikasih lewat tuh.
Try and pump
Heaven
the
Rams.
beat site. And that is their demise. Forsaken on the other side of it, still just landing shots. Beautifully done. And like I said, force the adjustment on
Tuh,
the
dia
side of
ngapain
Paper
nyokok-nyokok
X.
di situ?
That's
Gue
gonna
nggak
be
ngerti
Zeta
anjing
now
si
actually
Dep.
come back to the other
Di
side.
wall itu kan, wall
All
set-nya ya
invested
tadi ya.
differently now.
Enggak, dia ngapain nyokok-nyokok di situ? Gak jelas ketot.
Kayak gue dia tuh.
Ya, lu juga nggak kayak gitu kayaknya.
Lagi
Nggak,
ini
maksud-
kali.
Enggak,
Nunggu
maksudnya
apa?
Hah? Dia kan tero, Pak. Masa nunggunya
Oh,
ke
iya.
tengah ngentot?
Oh iya,
Kan dia belum di bombsite.
nggak jelas.
Nggak jelas lah itu kayak gitu.
The adjustment they forced is 3 players literally just holding B side. They're happy to give up mid. They're happy to give up B heaven as well.
Kameranya nggak berubah-berubah tuh yang kecil buat kamu.
Ya orang best spotnya di situ.
Enggak, webcam perorangannya nggak jalan, Cok.
Oh, dikasih lihatnya 4 second doang.
Iya.
Ya ngapain lu lihat begitu?
Najis sih, 4 second lagi nih. Ganggu banget OP-nya anjing. Waduh, ultinya nggak pakai.
Waduh.
Tuh kok dibunuhin tadi tol, beda case tuh anjing.
Iya. Aduh, sayang
Yang
banget
orang
loh.
ketiga ya.
Iya.
Hah? Anjir, sumpah lo.
And that crunch on ramp for the money, Mike. Have they still got enough for a buy? I feel like it's gonna be light armor or some.
I mean, Benko's in another position where it's like a pistol he's bringing into this. But Zeta just so good. They stack up, and this is what you need to do against Forsaken and Jing. It's the perfect setup from them as well. The bait on the Trailblazer, Forsaken perfect with the swing. Perfect with it.
Every round feels like a new puzzle, right? It feels like almost a brand new game because they deal with one problem, but there's going to be another. They force one hand, but then they draw another card, and it's so hard to contain this game. And Forsaken, this man doesn't know what pressure is. He plays outside, he plays in a different realm, and he's gone walkabouts again. The smoke should be at least a little bit of a nod of just be careful.
Flank, cuk.
Is behind enemy lines for 10. This is your duty now. This is your one job. You catch this, it's a whole different game.
Si Forsaken tuh mainnya gini-gini doang.
Iya.
Maju doang.
Escapes, spots another on the way.
Bener-bener ganggu anjing.
Absolutely thriving right now as best he can, finally handled. The front line is dealt with, but now
Kenapa nggak mau balik ya?
Iya, gue juga bingung
Bisa
sih.
dibantuin temennya tadi barusan.
Oh tapi kan dia lempar smoke tadi langsung ke tahun 2 tadi tuh yang di sini. Apa tuh namanya?
Iya, tapi masih bisa kabur harusnya.
Tuh dia mainnya ngapain sih? Gue nggak ngerti. Lu jadi CT nyetor 1 tukar 1 ya rugi lah ya.
Lu harusnya bisa bunuh 2 tapi 1-1 buat apa ya?
Oh zeronya.
Wah, ini sih Forsakennya sih aduh.
Terlalu
2 kali loh ya kayak gitu. 3
Iya,
kali
2 kali.
sih.
Fatal.
ya.
Maksudnya tadi dia balik aja anjir.
Dia takut ditembusin itu.
Iya, tahu tembusin itu.
Makanya dia Q.
Tapi nge-flare bentar tuh. Ya udah lah ya. Mungkin.
Nih sekarang sama-sama mau lu mati, mending lu berusaha kabur anjir, sama-sama mati loh. Hasil akhirnya, maksudnya salah satu lah.
Tapi belakangnya udah deket juga tadi kan, nggak bisa ngedes lagi
Nggak,
kan?
temennya udah bantu ke tengah tadi.
Temannya udah bantu ke tengah
Oh
tadi.
udah crossing, oh iya.
Iya, udah dibantu smoke lagi sama momennya tadi. Maksudnya udah dibantuin gitu loh.
Pas smoke-nya
Iya,
habis,
iya.
momennya smoke lagi. Cuman dia takut ditembusin kalau
Iya.
dia kali terus.
Positioning, map control, they tried it all. They tried to get a little aggressive down middle on the extremities. They
Sama di
tried
backstab
so
ya tadi.
many looks and Zeta.
Ini tim yang nonton nih kalau si PRX menang nih pasti dia ngomong PRX tuh kalau udah desperate pasti suruh si 4 second maju-maju udah.
Sugar Zero, who's been god tier. He is a man uncaged right now. Looking for anything, but he knows his opposing numbers there almost in this fight.
Zeta tuh cuma diem doang. Lu liatin deh. Tuh lihat si Sugar Zero. Dia udah tahu tuh si Forsaken tuh sering maju-maju. Dia cuma diem doang di situ.
Udah dibaca sih sebenarnya.
Iya, udah ketahuan kalau desperate kayak gitu.
Aduh, nggak mati kan?
Udah ke Eagle. Ai.
Actually still finding space towards heaven here. Jing actually will find contact in mid as well. Able to get away from the slow orb though.
This is so dangerous. There's still players. Benkai.
Aduh. Mati. No, enggak sih. Pas banget flashnya. Aduh, tembakin dalam smoke langsung. Udah, GG.
GG udah.
GG.
Wih. Walah.
Wah.
Anjing dibunuh, Cuk. Oke, GG. Kalah, Cuk.
Iya. Oh, gini udah pasti juara 4 nih, dan. Iya. Enggak lah,
Gila, di orang nyusul.
dua round kebuang gara-gara gitu tadi.
Gara-gara iya nyolong-nyolong itu tadi.
Gara-gara dia maju-maju gak jelas.
Iya, 2 round tuh sayang banget.
Honestly, with more questions, what's left in the tank for Zeta? I mean, it just, we're talking about Paper X defying logic.
Yeah.
In terms of Zeta, they keep exceeding expectations.
Yeah, their heart is the deadliest weapon in this entire tournament. The man, Laz, has just found so
Terstruktur sih.
Di orang tuh adaptasi.
Dia baca gameplay juga.
Iya, si Forsaken kayak begitu tuh, udah tungguin aja nih. Paling bunuh satu.
Bunuh satu mati. Anjir.
Habis itu mati. CT bolong satu.
Nggak guna harusnya.
I mean, Forsaken somehow still here comes out 25 and 17, 300 ACS. And he's still, it still felt as if they had quelled him.
Itu paling sayang tadi tuh yang ngedesmint itu ya. Sayang banget.
Just to give him a shout, usually the control he's able to garner in that first half is not often reflected, statistically at least here, but he had a fantastic showing here on the decider. We've got 6 first bloods.
That's ridiculous. I mean, I know this event is meant to be all about nightmares, but this is the dream for Zeta. We all started to get on board, we all started to become believers, right? Like, you started to see it all come together, and honestly, the start of this, I thought Paper X were bringing out a great game on that defensive half. I love the space taken. I saw what Forsaken was up to, and it is unbridled aggression. That man will never know he's defeated. He will always play like there's a chance, and he desperately tried. So credit to Paper X. They of course will drop down to the lower side of things. They're not, completely cooked, but I mean, it's all about the other side, and it's all about that on the screen. Wow, what a game.
Yeah. And I mean, we had 2 great examples, particularly here on the decider of just the correct approach to the game, right? Zeta were literally in position to greet everything Paper X could throw at them. Actually, on the first half, let's not remember, Paper X actually found that weakness in the side of Zeta. They tried to punish it, and Zeta actually weathered the storm in that regard. It was the biggest question for me coming into this, was actually how impactful was 10 going to be on the A side hold?
I mean, this still gets me. But my biggest question mark was Haven. How on earth was that the swing?
Berarti yang juara LL nih. Ini berarti si Jepang ini lawan Optik lagi.
Yang Optik dulu. Yang menang Zeta lawan Optik lawan si Brazil.
Oh, berarti dia selesain dari bawah dulu baru ke atas ya, bener ya?
Iya,
hitungannya.
Nah, iya. Lu advantage-nya lu.
Berarti kalau yang kalah langsung juara 3 ini kan nanti ya. Oh, iya.
Pokoknya nih advantage-nya lu di upper bracket tuh lu nontonin dia orang kan sampai final.
Iya.
Tahu berarti.
Silas ganteng juga anjing.
Yoi, Silas Cogan nih kayaknya nih.
Cogan
kayaknya.
Cogan nih Silas nih. Ini yang sikat cabe-cabean nih kayaknya nih.
Semua aja lu gitu anjir.
Silas nih. Ike Kimochi tau gak lo? Ike
Memeo Reykjavik
Hmm.
dia ambil Zeta. Siapa Las ya tuh?
Yoi. Ini kayaknya memeo Reykjavik nih.
Udahlah, anjing lah untung.
Lu yang mulai ngentot tadi.
Memeo Reykjavik diicip nih di sini. Kamu tahu nggak aku habis bunuh tadi? Aku si Viper. Dia pakai Viper kan ya tadi?
Iya.
Najis sih. Tadi sih dia tuh. Mas lagi apa? Besok ya?
Besok lagi ini ya.
Harusnya iya.
And that is where we'll leave it on. What more? How much more? Because we've constantly said, surely that's it. Surely.
Biasanya sekali-sekali nih, udah
Kata
sehari
Silas nih.
satu hari sekali. Besok perebutan juara 3 sama besoknya lagi.
Kata Silas nih di malam ini nih di.
Oh.
Saatnya gua ngencuk sama cabe-cabean sambil lihat aurora nih katanya.
Goblok kan.
Dia cari Aurora View biar di jendela dia buka kan. Ambil dia icip memeo.
Nah,
Tempel ceweknya di kaca
baby, kamu tau nggak baby? Aku ini cabe slayer baby.
Goblok.
Si Tarik main juga ya. Oh tapi nge-stream aja ya.
Si Dorong juga main.
Enggak yang bener tuh anjing.
Serius. Ada si Tarik, ada si Dorong ya.
Serius.
Serius anjir.
Gak
Dia
ada
mereka.
ngetot, gak ada ngetot.
Dorong tuh ya
Tahu.
musuhnya si Tarik lah.
Gue bikin anjing geser si pentol nanti namanya.
Dorong.
Si geser. Tarik dorong geser.
Silas itu jago karena dia di Jepang. Coba di Indo. Les jadi atau nggak lo?
Ngeles
Bimbingan.
terus.
Oke, thank you guys, aku pamit dulu.
Bimbingan.
Kelar nontonnya.
Asu.
Thank you
Yaudah.
semuanya, pamit dulu.
Off dulu guys.
See you guys, bye bye.
Di.